My name is Tyler Glass, spelled Tyler. There's a space there, and then it's Glass. Wood turning is the act of taking a block of wood, usually square, but it can also be circular, and mounting it onto a machine called a lathe, which spins it very quickly, and then you take a chisel, which is a sharpened piece of metal, and use it to shave away parts of the wood until you have something that's round. With woodworking, me and my friend forever ago decided that we wanted to do a project, and we ended up going to Woodcraft, which is basically our local wood store. And while we were there, he was like, hey, look at this. And it's just a wall that's completely full of pens. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And he was like, you can make those. And I'm like, you can make those? And he said, yeah, you need a machine called a lathe. And then that little information of lathe just kind of stayed in my brain for about a year until I'm at an estate sale and I find the dinkiest, worst lathe you've ever seen in your entire life. But we got it running, and with that, I didn't use it for very long, but it was enough to get me to realize that I enjoyed doing the wood turning and that it was something that I wanted to continue doing. Well, there's the lathe, of course, and then I have a drill press, and then I have a shopsmith. And the shopsmith is incredible because it is basically every tool you'll ever need for woodworking in one. So it's a planer, it's a joiner, it can also be a drill press, it can be a lathe, it can be a table saw, it can be a scroll saw, it can be a band saw, and it can be so many different things. And yeah, it's a very, very nice machine. So the shopsmith I found once again at an estate sale, and it is by far the best thing I've ever found at an estate sale. It was the shopsmith and all of these different attachments for it, and like 3 boxes full of extra parts. And I got all of it for $300. For reference, it is easily $10,000 worth of equipment. My entire shop, probably 10.5K. So 10,500. It's basically all shopsmith. So with wood turning, you can make basically anything that's round, to say it bluntly enough. But some of the things that I've made is I've done a lot of bowls. I've done ice cream scoops. I've done coffee scoops. I made these rings that I wear everywhere. The pens, of course, and trying to think. I just recently did napkin rings, which was really fun, and I'm currently working on doing a really big project, which is a coat rack, which I'm very, very excited about. My biggest and favorite project that I've ever done, I made a rolling pin for a class at school. I did it on a whim, and I had no idea what it was doing, but it came out very, very well. I'm very, very proud of it. So my favorite part of the wood turning process is, for me, it's when you finally get it all made, and right after you put the finish on, you actually take it off of the lathe. Being able to hold this object in your hands that you have spent, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours working on, just being able to know that it was once this cube of wood and being able to hold it in your hands and show it to people is such a unique experience that I don't think you get in many other places. It's really nice to come home from school or come home from anything and be able to be like, I need just some time to just breathe, and being able to go into the garage and being like, this is a pretty cool piece of wood. I'm gonna put it on the blade and see what I can make out of it. So most things, it's really just as simple as mounting it on the lathe and turning it down to size. So for example, with the rolling pin, I went to the wood store, I bought this massive piece. I say massive, it was 2 inches by 2 inches by, I think, 2 feet of, what was it? Paddock. So this really pretty red wood. And so I mounted it on the lathe, and I literally I turned it round, I shaved down the handles, and that was about it. Because I did so much with the pens, I'm finally getting to a place where I can literally just be like, that's a thing that's round. What would I need? And what would be my process for actually making that? And being able to actually make that is really cool.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a very awesome hobby.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool that you just got into that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.